Hello, everyone. Welcome to the week 3 of the Kubernetes 1.30 release team meeting. I'm Vyom, and I'll be the host for today's meeting. Before we go any further, please note that this meeting comes under the Kubernetes or the CNCF Code of Conduct, which basically boils down to being excellent to one another. Also, please note that this meeting is being recorded, so please be mindful of what you say. And if you don't want to get the videos recorded, please feel free to turn off your cameras or videos. And please add yourself to the attendees list if you already haven't. And with that, let's go for open discussions. Is there anything anyone would like to discuss openly? If so, now's the time to do so. All right, if not, then let's move on to individual sub-team updates. And if there are any new shadows that would like to introduce themselves, please feel free to do so. Let's begin with enhancements with Dipesh.
Yeah, sure. So I'm Dipesh, the enhancement lead. So the current status for this week is yellow. So currently we are on track for tracking 48 caps that are on the tracking board, out of which 19 are alpha, 10 are beta, 18 are targeting stable, and one that is targeting deprecation that is related to SIG windows. In terms of the status on the board, so this is something that we'll carry on from this week. So what I have gone ahead and tracked the status of few of the caps so that it helps the team to see how the caps are being tracked. So out of the caps that are being tracked, so one is tracked for enhancement freeze, 7 are at risk, and 40 are pending inclusion, as in they are waiting for triage as to what their current status is. In terms of updates from the team, I have completed the shadow boarding for the team, the onboarding session from the team last week, and we have set up the meeting rota as to the when and where the team is going to, who from the team is going to give the updates in these meetings going forward. There was a SIG outreach activities that we targeted to complete by today. Unfortunately, there is few SIGs that we have not reached out to, so hoping to get that activity done by the end of this week. And then, as I said earlier, we'll start reaching out to CAPS for the enhancement freeze requirements that is in 2 weeks' time and update the status on the board. That's it in terms of update I had from the enhancement teams. If there is any questions, I'm happy to take. Otherwise, thank you from me.
All right, if there are not any questions for announcements, let's move on to release signal with Ellie.
Hi everyone, I'm Eli. I'm a Signal Shadow, and today we'll be giving you the update. So let's start with it. Current status is yellow. We have seen a few flaky tests that have emerged this week on the SIG release test read. For the master blocking, most of the flakes originate from the SIG network. We also have some SIG node, API machinery, apps, and storage. At the moment, we have informed all the tech leads, and for sure we'll continue to follow up. You can see in the document like a brief list of the flakes. If you want to take a look at the full list, please go to the CI signal board, because it's for sure more than these 5 flaky tests. We have been also looking at the master informing, where there's no major flaky tests except for the SIG Windows and SIG network tests. Again, we have like the Alpha 1 code schedule for Tuesday, and we are preparing and consolidating the signals for the go no go for this weekend. Again, if you want to take a look at what are the details of the test we are plugging, take a look at the signal board, or feel free to reach us in CI on the CI release channel. So that's all for our side. Any questions?
Thanks, Ellie, for the updates. And if there are no more questions, and with that, let's move on to docs with Michelle. Michelle, you're on mute if you're speaking.
Hi team, so I'm going to give the update for Doc sub-team today. So the current status is green. We have done the weekly brand sync, and we also done the dark shadow orientation and the Google group membership. A PR to erase to add shadow to the relay team doc. Our next step is make sure that everybody able to install and run KRL locally, as well as begin to divide in the enhancements and really know draft PR creation tasks. If you have any question, feel free to ask, but that's all from our team today.
Cool. Thank you for the update, Michelle. Are there any questions for docs? Go ahead, Angelos.
Yeah, so actually it's a question for CI Signal. Actually, my mic was broken just before. So Ellie, if you know or if someone else knows, are these known flakes, are these flakes caused by new code that was merged for the alpha release, or is this existing code that is just, showing flakes and bringing up issues? Do we know?
I mean, we have a variety of flakes that has been running since the since I don't know there are some ones from December, there are others that started in January. So the answer is it's like they're all mixed up.
Okay. But I guess the tech leads of the related SIGs all know and are on top of that.
Yeah, I
right?
mean, and at this point, we have for the first 2 weeks, we have been created the issues. We have mentioned the tech leads, and this week we started like following up on those tickets because we have a lot, and we definitely need to take a look at this. So we're starting to we're going to start pushing this week for the cuts.
Yep. Definitely important to get a signal from them, like from SIG saying, hey,
Yeah.
this can actually be ignored for the alpha one.
Yeah. I mean, at the moment, we don't have like proper signals because we don't have like the reviews or the triage from the tech lead. So that's what we're waiting for, to have like a proper signal.
Okay, cool. Yeah, just raising this because previous cycles we have had issues running like last day looking for signal from all of them. So if you can have that signal from earlier and not have to rush the final day, that would be lovely.
That sounds really good. So thanks.
It's alpha one, so not too important right now, but still good to keep in mind. Yep, thanks.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
To be honest, I have seen a couple of these tests failing before, but I don't know whether the failure reason is similar to what has happened in the past. So it can be due to new code as well. So that would need to be checked. Thank you for that question, Angelos. Are there any questions for docs or release signal that anyone has? All right, if not, then let's move on to comms with Sneha.
Hello everyone. So for comms, the mandatory shadow orientation has been completed, and we have also raised the org membership issues and they are in place. Comms onboarding session will happen in the next few days, and the initial actions have been shared with the shadows along with the Slack groups and every other form of access. Yeah, that's all from comms for the moment. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you for the updates. Are there any questions for comms that anyone would like to put forward? If not, then let's move on to release branch management. Is anyone from release management or release branch management on the call? I think not.
I believe Kat mentioned Zine would be the branch manager for this release. If I'm not mistaken, please someone correct me. But yeah, I see a green status, so I think it's okay.
I remember Kat saying Mickey, but I'm not sure who's the branch manager. Okay, it's Jim.
Yeah.
Cool. I don't see any problems with them. With release branch management, their status is green. Is there any questions for release branch management that you want me to put down and we can convey to the branch managers? All right, if not, then let's move on to our emeritus advisor, Angelos.
Yep, good to see you all. So shadow onboarding and orientation sessions should be complete or close to being complete for all of the teams. Shadows should be aware of what is expected of them and what they should be doing for their existing tasks. If there are any issues with that, please do reach out at any point. Do not be afraid to ask. And again, if you see anything that could be improved, always remember you can always reach out and provide feedback. There will also be a retro, 1 or 2 or 3 retrospectives during the cycle and after the cycle. So if you have any feedback, this is also a good place to share. Yeah, that's part 1. Part 2 is next week should be the alpha.1 release. Just to echo the sentiment from before, a release signal, it's quite important at this point because we've always been, in recent cycles, we've always had the issue where one day before Alpha 1, we have 4 or 5 flakes and we don't know if they are blocking or not. So yeah, the earlier we can have a signal for that, the better it is for everyone. Yeah, and that's all from me.
Awesome. Thank you for that, Angelos. Does anyone have any questions for the EA? If not, then let's move on to our release lead, Nina.
Yeah, only a couple updates. So first of all, if you have any PRs that are not merged, like outstanding shadows, permissions, things like that, let me know or let one of the release leads know. I think most of them are merged in, other than the 2 org requests from the comms team. And then, as it was mentioned before, Alpha 1 is scheduled for next week, so the date is currently scheduled for Tuesday, February 4th. So that's going to be the focus of the following week.
Cool. Thank you for the updates, Nina. Does anyone have any questions for the release lead? If not, then let's move on to SIG scalability. Is anyone from SIG scalability on the call? I see the status as green. Okay, if not, then we don't walk the project board. And with that, thank you everyone for joining. Have a great rest of the day. Is there anything anyone would like to discuss before I stop the recording? If not, then thank you for the efforts that you all have been putting so far. Great work. We have just started. Let's focus on Alpha 1 for the next week. And with that, see you on YouTube, and I'll stop the recording.